I'm not ready to life yet today.
I'm barely
So,
ready to life. So this is a bonus.
bonus episode.
Bonus because that's our new thing now, apparently.
Well,
No, no,
okay.
no. I'm just
So
fucking
there's
with the
just been a lot of,
extra stuff going on that we decided a
well,
bonus would be good.
not only that, but there's been a lot of like books that we've covered and we've enjoyed enough that we've wanted to explore their next book, and they're going to release soon. Like they weren't already out, and it's like, might as well jump on that and
Mm-hmm.
read it and let people know, hey, it's worth the read, or hey, it's not.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's definitely like a step up from our first episode where we covered the two books where we probably, I don't know.
I actually feel awful that that's our first episode because people probably listen to the first episode and they're like,
Nah.
what the hell trash is this? And don't listen again. Okay, you have to think about it like the first pancake. When you're making pancakes, the first one is never great.
Really? Because my first pancakes are always fantastic and then the rest of them end up not great, which
Well,
is
your podcasts don't act like that. So,
no, but some of my books do.
but yeah, the pancakes are not like kids either. The heat isn't perfect, like the heat's a little too high or too low, or like you have too much oil in the pan, or like it's just the first pancake is always not.
Do you know that my brain just thought you said pancakes aren't like kids either? And I was really confused if you were saying the first kid's not so great and then the second kid is a lot better.
I actually think it's usually the other way
No,
around.
it is. I just swear to God, that's what you said.
I think that you're usually tricked because you're usually your first kid.
Is great. And then the second kid makes you want to die.
Well, we're both first children, so obviously we're
We're
we're all
perfect.
perfect.
Until I was an adult and then I give my mom all the heart attacks, but that's besides.
Today, we are reading King of Pride because we read King of Wrath, and then we learned that there's going to be a second book. Well, so King of
A third book, you
Wrath,
mean?
second. This is the second book.
Oh, I thought you were saying after we finished this book that there was going to be a third book because there is going to be a third book, but that's
Yeah,
besides
we'll
the
get
point.
to that. So we learned that we read King of Wrath and we liked it. We had a couple problems with it. It wasn't like our top shelf, like this book is great, but we enjoyed it enough. The characters that were brought out that we found out that were going to be in the second book, they were like the best part of that first book. And we were like, yes, please, I want to find out more about them, which we've been burned in the past and we've been successful. So it was almost like a coin. So it was almost like a coin flip on which way this was going to
Was it
go.
Raptor? Raptor, was that the one?
No, it was the fused
Oh,
that we did
well,
not like
that one, but also we didn't
when the
like
side
Raptor
characters.
but we also didn't like Raptor as much as we liked Rogue. So,
Yes, but that's not, we didn't dive into
no,
it
no,
because of the
no.
side character. But like our last special, we dived into that because of the side character, and that turned out to be better than the first book. So we just dived right into this one. We bring to you King of, I just had a brain moment.
Wrath.
Nope. King of Pride.
Oh my God.
We bring to you King of Pride.
Why are we like this?
Bring it up. Hold on.
So,
Oh
I
my
I'm
goodness
gonna bring
gracious.
this up because I felt stupid. So, did you know it took me until I saw the name of the third book that these are all names of the sins? Because I didn't realize that at first.
The
You're
series is called Kings of Sin.
See, but here's the thing. I knew that, but I didn't realize. I guess my brain just didn't make the connection that they're all going to be named after the different sins, which is,
Oh, Crystal.
dude, I seriously had a moment yesterday and I was like telling that to Spencer. I was like, I think this is what's, yeah, no, I'm dumb. It's fine. I get it. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, King of Pride, written by Anna Huang,
We are
Huang.
so sorry that we can't pronounce that.
Yeah, we suck at life. But once we learn it once, we know it. I'll have to look it up. We met Kai and Isabella. Those are the main characters in King of Wrath. They were fun and they had these cutesy moments in that made us want to switch over. They both come from strong, culture driven Asian families. Kai is a nerdy perfectionist who has never lost at anything and is currently trying to secure the CEO position for his family's company. Isabella is the baby of her family. She's a little bit of a wild child. She's a free thinker who's just trying to find her path in life while also trying to write an erotic thriller. She starts the book as a bartender at Kai's hoity-toity club, but also their best friends are married. Their best friends that were the King of Wrath, female and male characters.
You got this.
And so they're thrown together a lot. They have a cute, quippy dynamic that
Mm-hmm.
is fantastic. Obviously, they're driven in different ways. They try to navigate their own career path while trying to navigate whether they should fight or give in to their attraction for one another. And that's basically the premise. Can I just say, I love Kai. I loved Kai in King of Wrath, and I love Kai in this book. He is just so freaking adorable. I just want to like hold him. He is so cute, and like I just want to see his smirk, and I'm super crushing through this book on Kai.
Oh my God, me too.
I have mad girl crush on Kai.
After I called you, or after you called me and rudely interrupted me while I was reading,
Because I had to give you all my
you had all the tea.
my drama.
My brain finally clicked because I think what I had to do is I had to separate trying to remember King of Wrath with this book. And there was just like a little brief period in the beginning that I got confused. And I was like, shit, I don't know anything that's happening right now. And then finally, not long after we spoke, my brain, it finally everything like clicked fine in my brain. It's just because we've been reading so many books and we've been reading so many so close to each other.
You were trying
and
to
like,
figure out who these characters were.
and we've been reading some series and stuff. So like it's my brain was trying to differentiate between the different series that we've been reading. So like it just took me a minute. But then once my brain shut up and like I read it last night and it was really good. I really liked it. I don't have a lot of notes just because me. But my brain highlighted passages that I knew I would have notes for. But then I also highlighted some stuff because that shit was funny.
So this book is technically a standalone
Mhm.
novel. So you can go into it without having the backstory that knowing that we liked these characters. You do not need that information going into this book.
It's
They
helpful
give
though.
you all of that. Yes, I agree. The thing that I don't like, I'm just going to flat out say this. I feel like this can be executed so much better, only because I've seen it done so much better numerous amounts of times. There are so many characters coming in and out of these books and being name dropped in from other books that they're dropped in as little like cameos, like bonus for us. But if you haven't read those books, you don't know. And they're dropped in as if you're supposed to know who these people are. And there's no mention anywhere. There's no easy to follow breadcrumbs. There's no nothing. And it's actually hard to find the connections and find out which series they belong to because they're not part of the same series. And it can be really frustrating. I don't want to bring it back because I feel like I'm always talking about her. Maybe not on here, but to you, I'm always talking about her. But my girl, Pepper Winters, has my obsession over here. She has a lot of her series that aren't the same series, but she has little cameos cross over into other series, but it's up front right away. And it tells you which series you can go to find them and connect them. I think it's like in the beginning and the end. And it's totally like upfront. I think it's in the blurbs everywhere. It is not hard to figure out, oh, there's going to be a cameo of this character, but he's from this series. So if you want to know, and there's a reading order so you can actually dive into the whole universe and it's not confusing. And this was so utterly frustrating because I found out I tried last time because I felt like I was missing something and I couldn't find it. That's how frustrating it was. And this time I finally took the time enough to find it. That's how not easy it was because it wasn't just an easy find. This time I found the series that they belong to, that the Christian guy belongs to, and that guy that Kai kept referencing, that like we were supposed to know who he was. He's got a book, that's why. But we don't know who these people are.
So
Give us some fucking information.
So I think
Sorry.
that's no, you're fine. I think that's where my confusion was when I was talking to you and I was like, I feel lost. And I think that's exactly what it was. I thought my brain thought I should know these people. So my brain was trying to pull from King of Wrath. And of course, I think I told you I was getting King of Wrath, I was getting Undulate, and I was getting Unfurled, all conglomerated into one fucking weird ass book.
I need to
And
brush my hair.
yeah, my hair is nasty. It's fine. I had it in a bun yesterday and it's currently, I can't really run my fingers through it and it looks ridiculous, but that's besides the point. And so I think like my brain was trying to pull to remember who these characters were. And I was having such a hard time. And I think that's what I was trying to say to you on the phone, but like I couldn't word, sometimes that
Right,
happens.
because I was taking it as you didn't know who like the main people were, and I was
No, I
like,
knew who the main people
right.
were. Like it still took me a minute to like remember them from the previous book anyways, but I think like my brain, there were so many
Name
characters
dropping
in
like
this book.
crazy. Yeah.
There was just so many people in this book, and I was like, I don't, it got better like the further along, because then I like, because they would kind of put context with some people, so it kind of got a little easier. So like I finished it with no problem. I started getting like, but it was a struggle through, what chapter was I was on 12 when you called me, and it was a struggle for me to get through those first 12 chapters, and usually I'm like fucking zoom in.
Listen,
I
I'm not
struggled.
saying the book itself was bad.
No.
I
It was just
loved
the name
Kai
drop
and
thing.
Isabella. I'm just saying, especially for someone who loves diving into a world that has so many books and so many interconnecting series because they don't have to leave that world. I'm a sucker for that. But I am not going to go hunt for those like a nut job. If I have to hunt a little bit, sure, but I'm not going to try to find the tiny drop of blood in the water and hunt for it like a
You're not a shark.
right. I'm not a shark. I am a book lover, and it's not worth it to me, especially these books. They're not worth it to me. So if they had been at the ready, I would have read all of her books. So she just lost out on me reading so many of her books, and I probably would have enjoyed them. It's just frustrating because it's a missed opportunity. I feel like this comes into play sometimes when there's a disconnect between writers and readers, when it almost seems like maybe they don't read as much anymore because they're too busy in their own world or their writing, and they forget what it's like to be a reader who wants all those, I don't know.
And
Maybe
maybe
I'm
they
just
just assume
overanalyzing it.
that the people who are reading their books have been following their books for a while, so they don't need to include the
Right.
context, which is
But not
important.
everyone's going to be there from
Well,
the start.
no, exactly. So that being said, like I did really enjoy the book once I got past, honestly, once
Yeah.
I got past those first 12 chapters, which sounds ridiculous, but there's how many chapters in this book? It's like,
40 something.
yeah, 40 something. So the first 12 chapters, like I struggled getting through them, and it was just me trying to rewire my brain to be like, okay, it was after we talked, and you basically were like, you just got to look at it as its own standalone book, because like my brain was like, this is a second book, so I got to remember that I got to like tie it back to the first book. And it's hard because the last book we read, which was the Undulate book, right? That's the name of it. I'm not like fucking losing my damn mind.
That's not the last book we
No,
read,
it's
but
not,
we
because
did read
that's the
Undulate recently, but that's okay.
I meant like series wise, sorry. With that one, it was connected, and it didn't feel like it was getting name dropped in the new book. I hate comparing. We've done this though before where we've
I
compared
know.
books, but
Hey, I just went on a Pepper Winters rant, so
I know. But so it was nice because we read, Unfurl, and then we read Undulate a bit after, because we read Unfurl
I
a
would say
while ago.
probably the same kind of distance as this.
But the thing is it was connected enough and gave the littlest amount that I didn't feel lost going into the new book, and like shit, I have to remember shit from the previous book, and I don't remember.
Right, it was its own book, right?
It was its
And
own
this
book,
is
and
its
even though
own book.
I know, and even though it's still tied in, but it didn't feel like it was just name dropping and throwing people in that you had no idea who were. And if they threw in people, it kind of gave a little tiny background into who it was. So that I would have enjoyed that in this book if they had been like, oh, a sentence of who these fucking
Yeah.
people were, and I would have been
Right.
fine.
Not just like, oh, that guy looks familiar. He's a
Yeah.
hard like no, why does he look familiar?
That's the thing is, so I got confused.
I don't know who this man is.
Right.
And I
there was a
still don't
lot.
understand the whole Christian thing.
I
Like
still don't, who the fuck is Christian? I already forgot.
that's a problem we had from the last book, that because
That's
it was
right.
such a name drop. And the weird girl in the his territorial thing, but he was in this one too because it was his little cameo again, because he's the nerdy like computer guy, but again
Okay.
he was like talking about like, we don't know who you people are.
No.
Okay, like, but
Okay.
if you so as a standalone,
It was good.
develop your characters, like,
Yeah.
but whatever, moving on. Now we can talk about that all day. Moving
Dude,
on.
we
The
could.
dedication to the book was super cute. It was for all the girls who think smart is sexy and who know the quiet ones are the freakiest.
I
That
loved
was
it.
cute.
It's true though.
It is.
Gotta look out for
I
those quiet
also
ones.
loved the entire dynamic with Kai and Isabella and their conversation about translating books into Latin,
Oh my god, it was so
and
cute.
and the dinosaur erotica
Oh my
translation
god, that was
throughout the
the
whole thing.
best fucking thing.
That
I
was like the
like
best part of the whole, yeah.
I was like, this is fantastic. And the fact that like the ending tied it back into it too.
Yep.
And I was like, this is
I had a couple of, I don't want to necessarily call them grammatical issues because they weren't grammatical issues, but they are editing issues.
okay, of course.
There was an instance fairly early on where he called her a brunette.
Oh.
And every other instance in the book, she's described as hair so black it's purple. And she has purple and
Oh,
black hair.
yeah, I remember. You know what? I remember that too, because
And
it is.
right, I
She
was like,
has. I swear she has purple in her hair. It's not just so
she
black.
does.
Okay, I was gonna say, pretty sure she
Right.
has.
The black is so black, but she has purple in her hair also.
Okay.
But there was one instance where he made a mention of, I can't keep my mind off the brunette. And
Okay.
I was like, that was obviously a typo. Right, you know what I mean? It was frustrating. There was a couple chapters where there were spacing issues in the ebook,
Okay.
where there was just 4 or 5 spaces in between words.
I didn't even notice that. But you're a
Yeah, I can
grammatical
like I can say it
crazy
wasn't
person.
necessarily grammatical; it was just editing issues.
Yeah.
And also, at the end, there's supposed to be a bonus scene.
Okay,
It's,
I told Spencer last night I am gonna click it and do it so that Ario doesn't yell at me.
of course,
And hold
of
on.
course she is.
And then I clicked it and I was like, okay, you know what? Fucking Ariel can't get mad at me because I clicked it and I went and I was gonna do the things and guess what? It's not fucking there.
It's not there. You gave us this link to all your bonus scenes, and you haven't even uploaded this bonus scene.
And the book came out already. Like, so.
Oh yeah, and I'm not the only one complaining.
So I was gonna be the good person and I actually clicked it for once and I was gonna read it and
nope. Now Crystal will never do it again.
I was gonna be a good girl and do it, and that's what happens.
Were you gonna be a good girl?
Yes, mommy. Oh my god.
So those were my issues. Plus the fact that I forgot that one of our main problems with the last book was that 70% of the smut was faded black closed door. I forgot that that's something that we didn't like about the last book.
There wasn't a lot of smut in this one that I remember.
Right, because
there was just like one. It's the faded black.
60% of it was like faded black closed door, which I would have felt better if I had brought up my notes probably to remember going back in. I would have probably felt better about it knowing that going in, but I was
I read you that one review
like,
where that person was happy that there wasn't so much in here. So
that person can suck a dick, literally.
Well, I'm just saying, like, so kind of got a head. I know.
So I enjoyed the Kai and Isabel dynamic. I enjoyed their world. I enjoyed the storyline. I enjoyed the book itself.
There was just a few little things. Yeah.
Right.
I was happy.
I will say, go ahead.
I was going to say, I was really happy that they alluded to the fact that, what the fuck was her friend's name? The one from the first
Alessandra?
book? The main character of the first book.
Oh, Vivian.
Vivian, thank you. That Vivian's father, like, disowned her. I did like the little, like, because there was that little blurb in there. Like when she was talking about
but we already knew that though.
I know, but it was kind of nice.
You liked the nod, the throwback. Yeah.
That was perfectly fine. Anyways, continue because I have a lot of highlights, but
yeah, I have a few that little
made
things that were cute about the book. But I liked this book and I read this book, or we chose to read this book because it was about Kai and Isabella. If the next book would have been about Sloane, it was almost alluding to in the book, I would have given it a try. However, the next book is about the extremely toxic marriage dynamic between Alessandra and Dominic.
Yeah.
And I will not read that one. Sorry, I'm out.
Unless they divorce and then
nope, it's about them rekindling.
I don't like it. Nope, I didn't like that dynamic in this book.
I didn't like the whole
thing.
Were
they in the first book? Because I don't.
Yes.
I don't remember it at all.
They were in the first book as if it was people we were supposed to know, but
same thing in this book though. Like
crazy.
That's why I was like, did I like miss them in the first book because I don't remember them? So
they were just a couple times, but
this book did
they were brought in the same way as if it was like a cameo, and it wasn't.
Yeah, I won't be reading that book.
I won't either.
I can't. Give me a slow book. It's fine, but I can't with that.
So unfortunately, the next one just won't be for me.
So unfortunately, we will not be continuing reading the series. Or we'll skip the third book and just go on. Because there's 7 sins, so there's got to be 7 books. Who the fuck they're going to do them about? I don't know.
I liked that the brother and what was her name? Clarissa got together. But it was kind of a weird little side.
It was cute. I was like, I
thought they were trying to like set it up for their own book, but then
I would have liked that as a book.
Yeah,
I would have liked it because like I loved the hey, where's your necklace? Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then the clearest thing happened. I was like, no fucking way.
Oh, I saw that coming
What?
from I
Yeah,
saw
I
that
did it.
coming from the meeting in the when she went after and he kind of awkwardly acted weird. Was like, oh, they're
Oh, I
banging.
probably wasn't paying attention to that part.
Oh, they're banging. So I just have a couple of things that I thought were noteworthy
Hmm.
enough to like quote from the book,
Okay.
or just cute little. Isabella, I think, was the one who said this. She says, I was a firm believer in the separation of church, the sanctity of my sex life and state, surveillance from my mother and overprotective brothers. And then this one was just to send to you.
Oh
Whenever my
God.
neighbor disrupts my sleep with his activities, I blast Nickelback and sing off key until I kill their mood.
I
Usually it takes
highlighted
about
that
10
too.
minutes.
Yeah, I
I like to
highlighted
think
that
I'm
too. It
doing a
was
favor.
funny.
Yeah. Because their moans do not sound real. There's nothing worse than performing vocally without getting paid in the form of orgasms. Yeah, I think I'm going to take that advice.
You should.
Yes. I think I'm going to. So, and then this was just, there's no going back after this. You should never have let me take you, Isabella, because now that I have, I won't be able to let you go.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was good. So I had a couple as well. I had when they were talking about Clarissa, and this is the beginning, and his mom was like, oh, take her out or she could be the one, and he goes, I'd rather cut off my arm and feed it through a grinder. And I was like, that's funny. I like that he was 100, okay, 90% not my type and 200% off limits. The super grumpy with daddy issues and a perpetual frown until he finds the love of his life. Actually, the male lead had been a cinnamon roll, but I like to poke fun at Dante whenever it's possible. Which was in reference to, I believe they were watching the movie, and she goes, "You're early, but that's okay because the movie just finished. You know, the male lead kind of reminds me of you." I loved that. That
Yeah.
whole like couplet was so cute. When they showed up and she had the vibrator in her hand, like, and
Yeah.
she goes,
That was funny.
We were testing this not on each other, just in general to see how many speeds it is." And I like the callback later on when he goes, "How many speeds was
How many
it?"
speeds was that?
12. In case anyone's
In case you want to
curious.
know.
Yeah, I loved the fact that he surprised her with that hidden room so she could write. And that is like my dream room. I love the whole like description of everything. And it was so
I just sent you a TikTok. I think it was
nice.
this morning. Did you see it?
Yes, I believe so.
Where it was a bookshelf that was a
Yeah,
hidden door to a library.
I want it so much in my future
I was
house.
like,
And then there was
yeah.
another one where I believe she was taking, oh, because she was taking Kai out somewhere and said, trust me. And they like went into like an industrial area, and he goes, this looks like the type of place where serial killers stash their victims' bodies. Their whole back and forth was so funny. And then
That's
when
why
it's,
I really truly enjoyed their dynamic. That's what I'm saying. Like, so this book was enjoyable for me. It was just like those minor things. I shouldn't say minor, but those things.
yeah. And then I liked where she was talking about the Princess Stories, and she goes, never mind. The point is, this is very similar to what they did in the movie. Puncture balloons with paint. It was cute. Anytime this man, the one of the highlights was one of the popular highlights in the book, and it was
Oh.
the that's it, love. Be a good girl and come for me. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
good Lord. I just wanted him to talk to me in his little
I,
accent.
me too. And like,
I love Kai.
he can call me a good girl any day of the week. Every
Kai
time
can
he
call me
said it,
whatever he
and
wants.
every time he said like, that's it, love, or my love, I was like, whoa, okay, let's see. I don't know. Oh, because he thought that she would be a Pomeranian girl instead of a snake girl. And he goes, no, it's because you're small and yappy. And I was like, that's so funny. And then you idiot, you had me at condoms, and that was great. So it was cute. I loved, yeah, their whole dynamic was really cute. I liked everything like about them in general, and they were adorable. And again, it was just like the few things with the context that kind of just threw me off. Other than that, I truly did actually enjoy the story.
I wish there was more smut, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but you know, can't always get what we want, darling.
But why, Daddy?
Well, that happened.
Was it Violet from? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it is. But I'm just saying.
Whatever.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
What the ever?
Anywho,
Yeah, so she
so
had her snake, her pet snake,
mhm.
which I thought was kind of cool.
That is, you know, she was a cool character. Like I did like her a lot.
Yeah.
That was really
Obviously, I liked Kai better. Who was your favorite?
probably Kai, to be honest.
Kai. Who
Yeah.
was your least favorite?
Kai's mom. Let's be honest. Kai's mom. Honestly, I didn't like her mom.
Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
Isabella's brother.
Isabella's brother. He was a close second for me. But it was you know what? The two of them. I didn't like Kai's mom, and I understand part of like the reason why she acted the way she did, but at the same time, I didn't like it because they both Gabriel and Kai's mom both had the same like kind of thought process, I guess, as far as like why. I don't know. I didn't like either one of them. I didn't like the mom and I didn't like Gabriel. I forgot about Gabriel for a minute. Actually, I thought about him earlier and I was like, ooh, I gotta remember I fucking hate that dude. Um, but that's besides the point. So he just, yeah, it was stupid. I didn't like either one of them.
So before I refreshed, only 19 reviews had been on Amazon. There's 760 now.
Holy shit. What?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it has your favorite number.
4.4.
Yep. I honestly gave it a 3.75 on Goodreads.
How
I
did
would
you
have given
how
it a
did you
4.
do that? Because you can't give it.
I gave it 4 stars and then wrote 3.75 in the comments because if it had more spice to it, it would have been a 4 for me.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense.
What about you?
Same.
Same.
It just, yeah, I'm maybe because I liked it, but I was confused in the beginning. So maybe, yeah, same. Yeah,
What about cucumber rating?
like a 4 or 5.
I was gonna say I would give it a 4 because what there was
Was
good.
good. It just I wanted there
It's
to be
just
more.
there's so much fade to black closed door and
Kai can take me on a piano any day.
Oh yeah, Kai can do whatever he wants to me all the time.
Yeah. If you're gonna be closed door, be closed door.
Yeah, this half and half bullshit is just
that's my only
bullshit.
issue because I do read closed door stuff, and if done the correct way, it's good.
Right. Sometimes it's good, right? Because there's a time and a place for things. But if you're gonna give it us goods, give us goods, not just like the next sentence and it went all night or like whatever, man.
Yeah, or like when we recorded an episode that hasn't come out yet. It'll be out in what, like a month, commenting, oh, and there were 3 orgasms. But like we didn't see that. We didn't see that happen. We just have to assume it happened.
And you talk about the 3 orgasms for like 5 pages.
Yeah.
Like you could have spent those 5 pages giving us the 3 fucking orgasms. Okay. All right. I'm not going to get back into that.
Don't go half.
This 1 foot in and 1 foot out thing is just not.
No, if you're going to do it, do it. Don't do half and half.
Don't tip your toes in the little water and just.
No. And if you're
get scared and then go back on the beach.
But if you're going to do half and half, don't make the half the closed door half be the good part. Don't be like, yeah. Like if you're going to have great sex, at least let us see it. And then like or like because like I think a first time should always be open door and then like maybe do some closed door later unless it's like some kinky shit.
So they did that in this one. They did the first time,
which is fine.
Yeah,
but then like if you're gonna do some kinky crap, probably let us see it. We're being voyeuristic over here with a book. This was a good reset though, as far as we've been reading some dark. We've been just
dark road.
You're everything.
We've been on a dark path.
Yeah, we've been on a dark path for a while.
Do you need a flashlight, dear?
No, I just bought 2 soft books yesterday.
Okay, there you go.
I don't know why I called them soft books. That was weird.
Because they're like soft core porn. No.
I don't know. No, because one's a Tessa Bailey book, so it's not going to be. Yeah, our bonus ones aren't typical like normal format, realistically, because we don't have a wheel. You can follow us on all the social medias. Who the fuck am I?
And one of these days when I figure out how to do it, I'm going to link my Goodreads shelf so that if you kind of read a little bit more avidly like we do, because we try to give people time because people have lives and you want to kind of read ahead or read back for like different episodes. I keep a running bookshelf of all the books we read for the podcast. Magic everywhere with all this Goodreads action.
Disasters most likely in the air.
No, disasters nowhere.
Have you read some of the books we've read?
Okay.
Do you remember them?
Quite
sometimes in the air?
Often in the air.
Well, this is fun.
Come join us on the Tiki Talks. We'll let you know what's up.